welcome to our Discovery webinar today. My name is Natalie. I'm the Learning and Training Coordinator for the Hub, and I will be guiding you through the adult version of the Money and Me module. Let's begin with a brief description of the module. So in Money and Me, participants are introduced to the relationship between emotions and money. After identifying their financial strengths and weaknesses, participants make personal financial goals for themselves. They'll have a better understanding of how their values inform their decisions and their actions. Thus, participants become empowered to develop a plan and act on their goals to become financially healthy. The main goals for the module are for the participant to identify personal values, beliefs, and attitudes towards finances. They'll recognize the relationship between emotions and money. And finally, they'll reflect on their strengths and weaknesses with regard to their financial knowledge and skills. So this is a really great introduction to financial literacy. The participants will be using a variety of skills throughout the module, including self-awareness and self-exploration, written and oral communication, critical reflection and thinking, self-regulation, and creative thinking as well. We'll be going over the importance of money, values and attitudes towards money, money and emotions, and also personal financial goals. The participant will be practicing these skills throughout the main topics here, and I will go over them more detail shortly in the module demo. Hub modules use the following key elements in its curriculum design: information, dialogue prompts, interactive activities, mindfulness exercises, journals, quotes, and additional resources as well. I will be showcasing these elements in the upcoming module demo. We're going to navigate to the adult learning portal. There is also a youth version of Money and Me, which I highly recommend checking out, but today we're going to be reviewing the adult version. Let's make our way over to the finances theme. Now for this area of focus, there is a theme guide, which is located here in the center console. And this is a best practice, evidence-informed research paper. And it gives a bit of background information on the topic and how our modules will meet the learning criteria in this area of intervention. If you haven't had a chance to read the theme guide, I highly recommend going through it, as it is designed to help you assist your clients and making the programming in this area of focus to be the most meaningful. Let's select the modules button to see our table of contents. We'll go into the personal finance section, and we're given access to our financial literacy series. As you can see here, each module is located on an individual module card that holds the module itself, as well as the digital resources that correspond to that module. Let's start by reviewing the Financial Literacy Money and Me Facilitator Guide. The Facilitator Guide is a PDF, so you are able to save it to your device quite easily. You could also print it off if that's how you prefer to have the guide with you while completing programming. But it is a very detail-oriented document, and it focuses on the module that you are about to deliver. You're given some background information on the module, the same information that I introduced at the beginning of the webinar today. And I do think it's really important for you as a facilitator to have this context in mind before going into the module itself. A really great part of the facilitator guide is the script, and this allows you to follow along with what the participants are seeing on their screens, and you're given some additional information to share that pairs well with the module content itself. You are also given instructions on what to do next, whether it be going to the next page or selecting a specific button, or even engaging the participants in a discussion question, which you're also given examples of here. Now let's review the journal. So these are also PDFs, so you are able to share and print these off quite easily. And the journal is a space where the participants are going to be writing their answers to the reflection questions that are prompted throughout the module. And I'll give you a better idea of this in the demo. But I will mention that each participant is meant to have a copy of the journal ready for them to write in before the module begins. We also include some really wonderful visuals, and you can share with your client that this is their very own journal that will not be shared with others. Confidentiality is very important. So they can do whatever they would like with it. They can draw in the margins, they can write whatever they truly feel in here, and no one else would see it. And then they also have a section at the end here where participants can write additional notes for anything that they might find interesting from the group discussions or the module content here in the notes section. And we also have a color jam. We really like to cater to all different kinds of learning styles at the Hub, and research shows that some people focus better when they're able to write or draw while they are listening to content in order to better understand and retain the information. Moving on to the module demo, we'll select the Enter Module button. And I will mention that this module is available in French and English, so select the option that works best for you. Welcome to the module. To begin, you can select the Begin Module button. And you'll be brought to our topics page, which is a really great way to start the module. You can introduce the participant what they will be learning throughout their process. And I recommend that you ask a participant to read through the bullet points, and the facilitator guide provides some clarification so that if anyone needs clarification, you can clarify as needed. We also begin with a check-in, and this is a really great dialogue prompt. We have the participants share their name and one thing that relaxes them. I find that a check-in helps participants get acquainted with the facilitator or with other participants. Everyone can really get to know each other. And the facilitator guide includes dialogue prompts for this as well. Rules of engagement allow the participant to set ground rules for the program so that they feel safe to share. The facilitator should select the Let's Brainstorm button, and then they can go around the room and have everyone share an idea. Now, if the participants are having a hard time thinking of some rules, which can sometimes be common in the beginning of a module, participants might feel a little bit more reluctant to share. So to get the ball rolling, you can select the purple light bulb icon here, and you'll be given some suggestions that you can read aloud to the participants, and then prompt them to either share one that they value particularly, and then you can write it in the input boxes, or you can prompt them to share some additional ones that are not on the suggestions box. Here we're introduced to journal moments, and these prompt the user to reflect on the content that they're learning as they go along. You will see a handful of these throughout each hub module. As you recall, we did go over the corresponding journal at the beginning, and this is where the participants will write the answers to the questions that are shown on the screen. As the facilitator, you should prompt the participant to write down or draw their answers in their journal, and they can also share aloud if they feel comfortable doing so. Where we come from, what we've experienced, our culture, and our values are all very unique. And this means that our experiences and beliefs about money may be different too. You'll see in this module a number of interactions that the participant is able to have on the screen. And here they're able to reflect on the importance of finances. So just like the rules of engagement, these fields are fillable and they will be saved on this page until you close the module. This module includes a mindfulness practice, which is my favorite part of the module. And this is able to provide users with an opportunity to resource themselves and bring awareness back to the learning environment. Sometimes the topic of money can be particularly stressful for some people. So we do want to give folks a chance to take some deep breaths. You can select the Let's Practice button, and then I will provide a demo of the calming breath. And I encourage you to sit in a comfortable position and follow along if you'd like. Great, so thank you for participating. Now that we are nice and calm and relaxed, we can go ahead into our next topic on what financial health is. And we go over what the participants think being financially healthy and what being financially unhealthy means to them. So we can invite a participant to read the sentences on the screen about financial health. And then we have them select on the screen what situation best applies to them. Do they feel they are confident and stable with their finances? Maybe they feel they're challenged in managing their finances. I recommend giving participants about 5 minutes to read the text and reflect on the situation that best applies to them. Here, you can encourage participants to think about how they feel when they consider their financial health and type their responses into the space provided. Participants will be invited to read the different life aspects that can impact their financial health and will be introduced to which topics in particular they'll be exploring through the Explore Topic button. We will volunteer a participant to read aloud the what, how, and why of financial literacy. Throughout the module, I find it's best to have the participants read aloud the content as much as possible to keep them engaged. However, if they do not want to, then of course you will be sharing the content. Remind participants that the benefits of financial literacy differ from person to person, but the benefits help lead to financial stability. For example, they'll feel more in control of their financial future. They'll achieve their financial and their life goals. They'll be able to support themselves and their family and make better choices about spending. Just like financial health, financial literacy exists on a spectrum. Let's explore the financial literacy spectrum further by giving the participant a moment to click on each statement. And just as we did before, they can select the statement that best applies to them. Invite participants to share what they have discovered about their financial health. A helpful tip that I can share on having the participants share out loud is to remind them that this is a non-judgmental space and everyone is welcome to participate. And also that there are no right or wrong answers. This is just a reflection question. Our financial personality reflects our relationship with money and is influenced by our past experiences, traits, attitudes, and emotions. So, this page just introduces those specific topics that we will be going into in this portion of the module. Give participants some more time to reflect on their past experiences and select which statements, best apply to their financial upbringing. They can select all if they all apply, or they can just select one. It's really up to the individual. Ask participants if they feel their financial upbringing fits on the financial health spectrum. They can reflect on this personally or share with the group. You'll have to tap on or click on, depending on which device you're on, each statement here to reveal the statistics. On this page, you can select the View Journal Questions button for this journal moment, and then give participants some time to write or draw how they feel they've been influenced by their financial upbringing. I usually give participants about 2 to 3 minutes to complete journal moment questions. This portion of the module covers core financial values. Explain to participants that values are very personal. And then here we have the chance to invite them to reflect on what they value by typing their responses into the spaces provided. They're welcome to share or keep this to themselves. Here, the journal moments relate to how their values influence their financial and personality and their health. A great activity we've included here is a true or false quiz, and this promotes engagement for the participants and helps them reflect on their learning. And just to clarify, while this is structured as a quiz, we do want to encourage participants to select if they agree or disagree, and then share that there are no right or wrong answers. I'll give you a demo of what these look like. Great. So I'm going to skip ahead slightly so that I can highlight some other key features of the module. Now, you do have access to a table of contents in the center console here, the button with the three dots, and then you can navigate throughout the module. Any data that you've entered into the input fields will remain here until you exit the module, so you're welcome to navigate anywhere throughout the program. Remind participants that small steps can create big change and progress. Taking this module is just one of the first steps, but you can encourage them by explaining this is a huge step forward. And we do recommend that our financial literacy series be done in sequential order. We encourage the facilitator to read aloud the following quote to the participants by Barry Tesler that reads, "When you bring healing, humanity, and smarts to your money relationship, the benefits ripple out into every area of your life." The facilitator guide also prompts some discussion questions for this quote. We conclude this module with a checkout discussion or a few words on how they feel after the session. I find that participants are usually pleasantly surprised by how much they were able to reflect on during the module and how much they learned about themselves. I've had experiences where participants are very grateful to have taken the module, which is such a nice and rewarding experience. So having completed the learning objectives for this webinar, I welcome you to contact me at any time if you have questions or feedback regarding this module or really any hub module. We truly value feedback and experiences of our facilitators. Thank you so much for joining me and have a great rest of your day.